I read a story this week. It's a very brief story. I think I saw it on a social media site or something about a young man who got into a car accident. And this young man was a kind of a fluke accident, but he was definitely kind of the one at fault. And the person with whom he got into this accident was also a young person, and that young person died in the accident. Well, the teacher who was telling this story had the young man who survived the accident in her classroom, and she could just see that he was really struggling. I mean, as you can imagine, he was just responsible for the death of someone, and even if it was an accident, it's still, that's something that weighs on you. And he was really struggling. His grades had dipped. He seemed depressed and distracted and upset. He was started to see a therapist and was dealing with anxiety and depression and just really kind of coming apart at the seams. And he went away for the school ended for the summer, and she was a little worried about how he was going to do over the summer. They came back the next year, and the student was kind of his old self again. And at first, she just kind of chalked it up to the therapy was working, and which I'm sure it helped. But she ended up having a conversation with the young man, and she said to him, she said, "You seem to be doing a lot better this year than you were at the end of last year. Is that the case?" And he said, "Yeah." And he said, "The thing that really turned it around is the mother and father of the student that was killed in the car accident reached out to him, and invited him to dinner, and and they talked about their son, and let this young man know that they knew it was an accident, that they forgave him." And he said, the therapy was great, but for all of that, that simple action, or maybe not so simple, that willingness of the parents to forgive me made all the difference. And I think sometimes we forget the incredible power there is to be found in forgiveness. I recognize that some things uh, are awful. I know it's far more complicated than stories like that one want to make it out to be. But the truth is, um, there is healing to be found in the kinds of forgiveness that restores relationships, that restores dignity. Um, Too often, I feel like we carry around our anger and our hurt. We poison ourselves and damage the people around us because we aren't willing to let go of the things that need to be let go of. I know I have hurt people in my life, and I know that I have been hurt. Uh, and sometimes that hurt damages relationships. Sometimes that hurt damages personalities and characters. Um, and I honestly believe that when possible, forgiveness is the greatest form of healing that we can offer to one another. I don't know who you might be holding a grudge against, or who might be holding a grudge against you. Uh, but what would it look like to seek reconciliation, to forgive, and to be forgiven?